Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. So I guess we're on war watch is what it sounds like. Who knows? According to people online, because they know so much, we're hours away, it seems, from the next big war. Today, stock market took a hit. Pretty much any kind of investment. Crypto took a hit. It didn't hit bottom, I would say, but a lot of people are calling it a correction. A lot of money was lost. I think it's something like $1.5 trillion, $2 trillion total, something like that. So it's definitely a significant amount. But I would be cautious of just saying it's just a correction. You know, under normal circumstances, you might be able to say that. But we're on the verge of a potential, at the very least, potentially a large regional war in the Middle East involving two nuclear superpowers, or at least nuclear powers, and possibly a world war. So this week could be a little interesting if you have 401ks and investments and crypto and all that kind of stuff. May not be over. I don't know. I'm just saying that we're in uncharted territories when it comes to that. That added to the amount of debt and spending and the election and everything else, yeah, it could get worse. Speaking of that, and then you look at all the stuff going on in England, you got the stuff in Bangladesh. I mean, apparently there are some horrible things happening there where they are doing very, very violent, grotesque things to people of different faiths. I guess Hindu people that they are. I'm not even going to say exactly what they're doing. You can use your imagination. Stuff going on in Venezuela. And then we got the election here. So the point is that you better be prepared for some craziness, for some violence. I'm going to leave a link down in the comment section to Palmetto State Armory. Most of you know who they are. Most of you have purchased from them. They make some really great sporting accessories. Okay, sporting accessories. So if you want to click on that link, if you go to their daily specials, that's where it's at. You can get some pretty amazing deals. I just checked today just to see what they were running, and they have some really good deals. So click on that link below, and you might find some sporting accessories that you could use. The whole war thing, it's not started, but it's kind of almost has. And a U.S. air base in Iraq was hit with some rocket fire, and there are several, and I've seen conflicting reports, anywhere from 6 or 7 up to 10 or 12 U.S. service members are injured. 1 or 2 apparently are very critically injured. Initial reports is that there were some deaths, and now they've retracted that. No, there's not. Just critically injured personnel. Either way, that's very serious. But the first kind of sort of shots fired have been at a U.S. base. That's actually not true, because there's been shots fired into Lebanon and back and forth for the last few days, but that's been going on for weeks now. The build up to this is becoming more suspenseful and more boring than anything. I mean, even Donald Trump said today that he thought that it would happen tonight, and maybe it will. The U.S. government is saying 24 to 48 hours, but they've been saying that for like 3 or 4 days now. So I don't know. But Iran swears up and down that it's a go. They've given a green light, and they'll do it on their time. The security, I can't remember his actual title, National Security Chief Minister, whatever, of Russia, was in Iran today, and the Central Commanding General of Central Command, CENTCOM, of the United States forces was in Israel today. So yes, it's like a big proxy war already again, which is not a surprise. We knew it was all going to happen that way. Iran is saying that they have already talked to and worked out deals with Russia so that Russia can kind of do the same thing that the United States has been doing in Ukraine. You know, they'll be offering intelligence and satellite and equipment and all of that kind of stuff. So it's definitely going to be a bigger deal. The United States reported today that they're having a much harder time building some type of ally coalition for Israel. The United Kingdom said that they're not sending any more weapons to Israel. Egypt said, nope, they backed out. They're not going to be part of it. Even Jordan, who has been probably Israel's closest ally in the Middle East, said that they are just shutting down their entire air ways, and that no one, either side, is not allowed to use their fly over them, period. So this is getting to be pretty serious. And so what that means is that if the attack on Israel is significant, like is said that will be, then if Israel doesn't have any other ally other than the United States, that means we will have to be very much involved. And then it's possible that, if we get directly involved, not just as a proxy war, but as a directly involved, then, China, Russia, North Korea, others could get involved also, even more directly. And this is something that would more quickly affect us. The more involved we are, I'd say the greater chance of terrorist attacks happening here in the United States. And the way things are going, they could be legitimate terrorist attacks and they could be false flag type attacks. Either way, they're going to affect people, and you need to be ready for it. So, it's still a wait and see. Sometimes I wonder if they drag these things out like this and there's all this hype just to get people to the point that they don't care anymore, that they burn out, they lose their attention of it, they don't care. But here's the thing. Look at it this way. All this hype and stuff about what's going on in the Middle East, what's going on in England, what's going on in other places. Not a lot of people are talking about the election, and, who knows what's going on with that, right? I heard today that I guess Kamala Harris is supposed to be picking her VP today. I don't care. I don't care who it is, but apparently that's the news. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. And I think we're at that place that myself and many others have been telling you for quite a while. And many of myself and other YouTubers and other people have been mocked and made fun of and told that we're crazy and all that kind of stuff, just like some of you have been told. That it's not going to happen, that everything's fine. Well, guess what, folks? Everything's not fine. That's not a reason to become sad and depressed and give up. But we just have to face the reality. Everything's not fine right now. The preparations that hopefully you've been doing were for this time period, right? Mental preparations, physical preparations, and especially spiritual preparations. We're about to see some real stuff, I think. And we don't know when it's going to end and where it's going to take us. But we have to be ready for that. And at some point, just because of how things are going overseas and then how things are happening here domestically with the election and the illegals and the supply chains and all of these different things, I think there's a good chance that at some point we're really going to feel it this time here. Most of the wars that America's been in the last, long time, actually, it's not been felt directly here on the home front. I mean, certainly people have lost families in wars, but I'm talking about actual actions here in the United States. And this time it may happen, and we have to be ready for that. And just the further breakdown of society, we've been seeing that happen for a while, and we could certainly see it happen again. And then when the election happens, well, I hope you've been paying attention to what's going on in England, because that very same thing could happen in America. And so we need to be ready for that also, which is why you should probably go to that Palmetto State Armory link, just in case, you never know that you might need to pick up a few extra sporting accessories. But seriously though, things are not good. We need to get ready, and I hope that you all are taking notice of this and doing whatever you can. I understand. Some of you work long hours, you have a little bit of money, very little, you have families, you have all kinds of things. I get it. I'm in the same boat with you. I really am. But we have to carve out time. We have to carve out money and time to put forth to get ourselves ready, to get our families ready. I know how people are. I may not know you directly, but I know how people are. and you procrastinate, you put off, you try to convince yourself that it's too much to do right now, you don't have the time, you don't have the money, you'll get to it eventually, and then you don't, and then the bad things happen, and then you're going to kick yourself, you're going to hate yourself, you're going to be feeling really horrible for yourself, and it may even get to the point of the situation could actually harm you or your family because you weren't prepared. Don't just watch videos like mine and others just for the entertainment or to think that you're expanding your knowledge and understanding of what's going on and how to survive things. Actually put that knowledge to good use and prepare yourselves. And for those of you that feel like you have done that extensively even, you can always do a little bit more. And right now, there may only be a small window of opportunity for you to actually do more, for you to actually put a little bit more effort, stock up on a few things, learn some new skills, do things around your property to increase the security, to increase the self-sustainability, to increase the food production, water storage, whatever it is. Maybe you can be doing those things over the next coming days. Because even if we say you have to the election, that's only 90 some days away, 94, whatever it is. That's not a lot of time, folks. It's going to fly by. So it's time to get serious. We're beyond that point of trying to work towards preparations. We need to get into a state of readiness because I think we're in that window of time that things could just change very drastically at a moment's notice. And we need to be ready for that. Folks, it's time to get your houses in order and to prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.